Yeah.
Okay, we're going. And we're back. Quick break.
The
No
O
longer
podcast.
O. We're no longer O.
We're no longer O.
Oh God.
We might be O.
What
It's
are
like
we?
It's like we didn't stop.
Are we gonna go to crash
We're on
drones?
an
Are we
O.
doing crash drones?
So I actually wanted to tell something really interesting about that too. Actually, real quick, Rosa specifically wanted me to tell you hello. She
Hi.
hasn't met you yet, but she's
Hola.
watched all of our episodes. She's listened to
Hi,
all of our
Rosa.
episodes, and she's like,
Oh,
I
thank
think I
you.
know him, and I've never met him. I was like, well, he's a pretty cool guy.
Send me stickers, please. I need to add more.
You have no more space.
I do.
There's
a
definitely space.
There's space right here.
Oh, there you go.
and here,
Right
My
there.
my daughter's gonna
and
send you one.
I know. I'm excited.
Hey, where's your TCM sticker?
I know. I was supposed to put it on here. I have it still. Sorry. I feel bad. I was gonna put it on here, but then I forgot.
I'll forgive you.
So
No, you
on the so on the drone crashing thing, something
I'll
that was
I'll
really
do it right now.
you want to do it.
Speak. Talking. Keep talking.
Words,
That's what I
big,
want,
flowing mouth sentence structure. The round two.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here. I'll just do it for everybody else.
That's ASMR, the best part.
I don't know how that sounded actually on the
Yeah,
headphones.
that sounds like IPA though.
good?
Gross.
Sound like cash to me.
Sounds cash. Yes.
That was too O.
Cash.
That's too.
So like,
do the sticker ASMR as well.
oh, the peeling off the.
Oh, I hope I
So
can find it.
I'm not gonna lie, like some ASMR I actually enjoy listening to, but the sound of like somebody chewing makes me want to kill an entire like.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Country.
the reels going around about the Bentley commercial?
Yes.
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 It's so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's so funny. And the Mercedes, the bouncing Mercedes to get unstuck from third, but nobody uses it for that.
Yeah.
Have you seen that yet?
Huh? What?
Have you seen?
They're all just like.
So Mercedes came out with a way to unstick their cars from getting stuck in the sand, and so like it shows a car driving up there, it peels out, it gets buried in the sand.
Yeah.
So it's called, was it called bounce mode, jump mode, something like that, something like
looks
that.
like bounce mode.
Yeah,
Oh,
but the
mode?
car, it jumps like this, like just a little bit,
Yeah.
so that you can rock out of the position you're in. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what Mercedes-Benz designed this for. Do you know what the general population uses it for? To be
Thuggin'.
cool as fuck driving down the streets. For no reason, just like, and it's not big, it's about like this.
Yeah.
But you like, and because hydraulics are too much, like, they're jumping, it's like
Yeah.
perfect. But like the song that's in the background of every video that I've seen for Mercedes is perfect. Like the beat,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
You know what it should be?
What's that?
I'll plug it in the after.
Nice.
In the
You'll
after.
find it, yeah.
In the after?
In the afterlife. Yeah. See, I'm speaking short. In the after.
He's already starting
Word for you, meaning big.
in the A.
See,
In the A.
we already use it because we just say we do it in post. We don't say post production or anything.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Post, yeah, posty.
Oh, you said posty. Okay.
What did you think I
You-
said?
I heard pussy.
Thank you.
TJ's mom. I did not cuss on the podcast.
My mom is
I know
a
I
hawk
have
when it comes to the thing, dude. She every time I bring up Forrest Whitaker, she sends me a text message. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, it's what he's known for. I don't
Ashamed.
know.
Yeah.
Ashamed. It's funny. I love my mom. On Crashing Drones,
Yep.
I thought it was fascinating. About 5 or 6 years ago during the Super Bowl, there was a big rise in drone usage, and everybody wanted to shoot drones, and they were threatening to watch the Super Bowl from the drones. So what the government did, and I forget which stadium it was specifically, they literally trained hawks to take down drones.
Wow.
Okay, because you know the drones that when you flip them over, they die, right?
Yeah.
That's
what
the
they're-
birds that are going after my drones.
Those are just asshole birds.
Okay.
But they'll whoa.
Hi, kitty.
Kenny.
But they'll literally dive down on the drone and grab it and flip it over and kill it and carry it back to whoever's controlling it.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's insane, and that's what they're training for. So, we know about the iDrone. I crashed one of my drones already.
Did
And
you?
It lived. Yeah, the blood everywhere. Like,
oh yeah.
so it lived, and it flew many, many times after that, and I never crashed it again. I haven't crashed the one that I have right now yet, luckily.
It's wood, by the way.
Oh, that's
So what's in
thank you.
insurance is for?
That's true. That's something else I do want to bring up too later.
Oh, does PPA cover drone
Yes.
stuff? Okay.
Anything. So that's. I mean, fuck it. We'll talk about it now. So when it comes, so PPA is the
I got
Professional
blood in my
Photographers
face, bro. I
Association.
can't concentrate.
I know, it's so cute. Maggie, control yourself.
Yeah, Maggie is just sending over
I
there.
got a third eye in my eye.
Slap dragon.
Did you watch Rick and Morty?
No.
I'll show you the clip.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different kinds of insurance out there for you guys stuff. You guys have renter's insurance, you have business insurance, you have homeowner's insurance, you have traveler's insurance, blah, blah, blah. So for me, PPA, you have, what was yours again?
I haven't gotten it yet. I actually might have to do some sort of extra business insurance because of this new documentary.
That's
but I've
true.
been looking at the Harvard, right?
Hartford, yeah.
Hartford.
Hartford,
The
yeah.
Hartford.
Okay, that's a good one too. So like for mine, I pay $450 a year in 2 payments, and once every 6 months, obviously. Math. And it covers me up to...
how much is that a month or every 6 months?
What,
Math.
$450?
Yeah. Divide that by 2.
It's not that much.
Real quick.
It's not the $225.
It's not that much.
Oh. Good job.
Right? I'd seriously second guess myself. I'm horrible at math. So I pay that. It covers me up to $100,000
a month.
That's not bad. So it covers me up to $100,000 for equipment replacement for my business, and that includes anything that I'm using. Drone even includes like laptops, anything that's used specifically for my business. It also covers me up to $1 million twice for 2 different lawsuits if something happens. So like if I were to become a contractor at Nissan and I crash one of the cars, and Nick's like, I'm going to sue you. And I was like, easy peasy. PPA, take care of it. And they do. And there's a lot of other benefits that come with it too. They give you like a magazine. There's a lot of other coverage, competitions, all that kind of stuff. And Hartford is a very good company as well that does the same thing. Super, super good. The prices are definitely different on them. I think PPA, personally, I think PPA is a little over expensive. But the coverage that you get is pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I was looking at the different coverages, and the PPA the drones seemed a bit ambiguous. It didn't seem like I got a straight answer from the Hartford, and it's like $5,000,
right?
Which is exactly what I need for the drone, like to the penny. So that's like
expensive.
That was part of what I needed, and I've got some other stuff too. The cool thing about them is like they're always like, because when you're looking at insurance, it's like cool. Most insurance companies will just sign you up right away. Be like, okay, pick a certain amount of collateral, like whether it's 100,000 or 20,000, and then sign you up and get your money. But then when you go to collect, then they have the opportunity to be like, well, do you really own that?
Right.
Do you really own that? Let me see serial numbers. Let me see purchase information. And if you don't have that, like if you're like most of us and you get secondhand gear, or you buy it off OfferUp from crackheads, or you, get it from a friend, and it's still of value to you,
right?
Like you still want it to be covered. Some insurance companies will use that backdoor to fuck you.
Of course.
And so the one thing that I liked about the Hartford is that I documented everything. I took pictures of everything. I took pictures of the serial numbers. I made a Google Excel spreadsheet. I sent them everything. I was like, this is what I own. Here's proof of what I own.
Right.
This is what I want my policy to cover. Tell me how much I have to pay. And so I have yet to hear from them back, but it's like, that's the kind of relationship I don't want to just pay for an insurance policy that covers me up to 100,000
right.
and then try to go collect it. And then they start to shaft me and be like, well, do you really own it? And then be caught in this loop where it's like, oh, well, I actually bought this from Facebook, 2 years ago. I don't have a receipt for it. And we're like, well, we're not going to cover that.
Sure.
And it's like, well, what the hell?
So
I paid you for 2 years and now I can't get my insurance back.
You guys just want my money?
Yeah. So you got to like do your due diligence in the beginning.
Because PPA for the basic package that I have, $15,000. You don't need any serial numbers. You don't need a list or anything like that. If something gets broke, you let them know, they'll replace it.
Have you done it?
I have. Luckily, nothing has been stolen or broken yet. That's why I wasn't too worried about when we found the truck earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean to bring up bad memories.
It's okay. It's been a year since this happened.
I didn't say we've been friends for a year. Let's go. Friendiversary. But when you get to the $100,000 one, they want, like, I upgraded to the 100,000 and I asked him, he's like, no, it's not really necessary. But it said like, oh, now we want this list. And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, why? Why is an extra $85,000 a difference? Like, why does it matter? And I know it's all for
you should, as the person getting the insurance, you should be wanting to give them the serial numbers in the first place.
For sure.
It's like, here's proof that I own this, so that when I ask it to be replaced, there is no question.
Right.
I don't want to have an insurance company come after me and be like, well, prove to me that you owned it.
Right.
After you fucking owned it for 5 years.
Because we get insurance in your car, it's got the VIN number, it's got
everything's attached to it. It's fine. It's a done deal.
I would never
camera equipment and
somebody.
stuff is way different.
Yeah, because I would never trust like, oh, you want insurance? Okay, cool, $400. You want to know?
And like,
yeah,
I'm sure there's some companies that are like, it's a done deal. You could say that you lost a drone, you didn't own it. You could say that you lost a camera, you didn't own it, and they just can't send you a check. Great, you're one of the lucky ones. But I think that more often than not, if you're not doing your due diligence and you're not providing them with information up front, you're going to have a hard time getting your money back if you don't have raw proof that you owned it in the first place. So to my advice for everybody out there looking for camera insurance is give that up front.
I know there's a little shit to not just attack my hand.
Just play.
And she's doing it again.
Yep. And it's really smart just to keep all the things that you buy, right? Like I have all my boxes that like all my
Yep.
lenses, all my gear. I have all the boxes.
Yep.
So just in case stuff does happen, like it already has happened to me.
Or if you want to sell
it's
it,
like-
the amount of resale value you
Right.
have to give it to them in the box is way more than if you just hand them a dusty lens.
right. So if you have those, like
I was
proofs
a Burning
that
Man.
you have- I was at Burning Man. Everything's muddy.
It was in the tent when it was raining, I swear.
And it just comes back all muddy. By the way, I gotta give a shout out to George because I went into the store and he cleaned my sensor.
Oh,
And I haven't cleaned my sensors in years, and he's like, "That thing is caked up."
Wait,
I was like, "Yeah,
you had so
I clean my sensor on a daily basis.
in the whole.
I haven't cleaned
Ew.
mine in a while."
What is wrong with both of you? That is
So-
the
so
wrong answer in
it's the
both
op-
directions.
Opposite spectrums, like haven't cleaned mine in like 6 months.
Over clean.
Okay, I'd say that daily is an
I
exaggeration.
would say over cleaning is just as dangerous as.
I'd say it's an exaggeration, but I don't know.
Once I started seeing the smudges, I knew it was time to get my sensor cleaned.
So okay, so here, let me tell you a funny story real quick. I'm interviewing for the job at Nissan, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "So I'm gonna ask you some situational questions and see how I handle it." I was like, "Cool, I can do that." He's like, "All right, so you're out there, you're shooting a Frontier, beautiful day. You look through the lens, bam, you see a spot. What do you do? Go." And I was like, "Clean it." And he's like, "How?" And I was like, "With a," because I had my kit. And I was like, "With my cleaning kit." He's like, "Okay, it's acceptable." Or he's like, "You just take the lens and put it on."
Oh hell no!
But it works.
It does.
It works. It works in a pinch. It does.
You know what the trick is for that?
Not
Blow,
to have wet mouth.
No, yes, but you know how you do that is so you look at it, you're like, "Oh, I see that dust spot. I want to get that off my lens or off my sensor." Before your first blow to the side,
Yeah.
then hit your lens because more often than not, the first blow has
Moisture.
spit on it. Like I've spit on my sensor so many times because I didn't do
Yikes.
that.
At least daily, apparently.
Back when I was shooting the A7 III, it was a big issue because that E curtain wouldn't close when you changed lens.
Right.
And
Oh,
so
yeah,
like
that's right, yeah.
I change lens, you change lenses every fucking car you shoot.
Every car.
And the cars are dusty. Glenn doesn't clean them, and so there's dust everywhere. So you open up
Jesus,
your
calling Glenn out
You need to
right
censor
now.
that name out.
I don't know if he listens to this.
You just gotta put a bleep in there.
Oh man.
Glenn, sorry.
Anyways,
Oh,
you
that-
open up
sorry.
the camera and it's just like dust hits your sensor, and you close the other lens in, and boom, it's trapped in there. But with the A7 IV, that E curtain closes, and so I clean my sensor way less. Big difference. At least
How does that work
I'm
for,
not
like,
cleaning two sensors. I might clean two sensors. It depends.
Oh man, got off the rails real quick.
It's just interesting that George clean your sensors because George doesn't do shit at that store. And
Okay, George.
yeah, I love you,
How much
George.
does he charge to clean your sensor?
So they were charging 50.
Yeah.
They were charging 50.
That's cheap.
No, it absolutely is. And that's, believe me, that's a whole, I'm not even, dude, that's don't. That was a whole thing that we had. Okay. Anyway.
No, honestly,
Anyways.
I mean, I don't recommend paying for cleaning your sensor.
Well, no,
at all.
once you learn how to do it, it's great. But there's
Literally,
people,
get
I
a
told you about the
swab,
lady
get
that
a
scratched
alcohol
it.
spray, like swipe, done. It's like
Everybody has different ways of doing
It's
it.
like
I just found that out 2
10
seconds ago.
seconds. 10 seconds.
I just cleaned mine today at Nissan, and I felt like I was a freaking scientist because like I sat at the desk. Bradley was over there, and I pulled it off, turned on the camera, waited for it to open, looked real quick. Okay,
You did a little yeah.
right, cleaning out all the dust.
Are you spraying like this?
No. It's the
Dude, what
it's the
website are
rocket
we on?
balloon. The blower.
No, I know, but are you
Blower.
spraying down,
like down?
just
or are
like
you
this?
spraying up?
No, spraying up.
Like this, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
put
you
the
did the-
sensor down, right?
Right.
Yeah, you want the dust to spray down.
You want to go down. To
yeah, you
bounce
don't
it.
spray it into the
No,
sensor.
I was literally just for the sake of telling the story. So
Yeah, we
okay,
should all
so what I
let's
really
all
was
mimic
doing
DJ.
was I looked at it and I was like, oh, and then so I was cleaning it out, getting the dust out, and then I took the swab,
Yep.
and I was like, and then I went to the side,
Yep.
because I'm a man.
Yep.
I'm like this, and then I did one pass, flipped it over, did the other pass, threw it away, good to go.
Yeah.
That should be good for a month.
Yeah.
Should be
Wow, a month.
daily. You're
No, A3 daily because I was changing lenses daily. With no
because
E-curtain.
of the E-curtain.
With
yeah.
no E-curtain.
Because the 4 does it. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm not.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
He just loves
We-
editing black
I
spots
love
out of my
editing
room.
spots.
I
out of my-
I spent an hour cleaning somebody's camera that was a Burning Man at Action
No.
Camera. Yes, and it had a skin on it.
Oh yeah, I remember this story.
Yep.
It's been told before.
Yep.
Go back to episode.
I think I heard this. Yeah,
Yeah, I was in somewhere. I think we actually did talk about it because doesn't your A7 III have a skin?
it did.
Yeah. Oh, you took it off?
Didn't
I
take it
was
off.
gonna. So
after the podcast.
when I was when I was scrapping cash together to buy this stupid expensive drone, I was like, I'm gonna sell my A3. I don't need cameras. Like, let me just sell it. And so I'm like, first thing to do is pull off the skin, right? So I pull off the skin, and then I like like halfway through, I'm pulling the skin off. I realized that my hot shoe mic is crushed
Oh,
that shit ain't no, bro.
from the time that it fell off the balcony.
Right.
Remember? And so I'm like, oh well, I can't sell my camera. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just pull off the skin. What? And what?
SD card slot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the SD. So
What?
it has 2 SD card slots.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, slot 1 broke, and I brought it to a camera shop, and they're like, it's
Caked.
caked.
Yeah.
And a little rubber
like-
thing for your eye.
You either that's an easy fix. I'm just lazy.
For eye, oh no.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those,
slot.
to be
slot-
fair, those fall off all the time.
All
It's
the
really
time.
annoying.
yeah, the plastic broke.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You just steal mine.
But yeah, slot 1's broken, so I only have slot 2 on that thing.
That camera's a mess.
It's a mess.
But you built.
functions.
I mean, you built a career off of it.
I did, and it also shoots great footage still.
It does.
Yeah.
Nobody
It's
can say anything about the. Yeah.
As a backup camera and like for documentaries, as like a secondary for a second angle, it's priceless.
long
But
as
you
you can
were
still
stoked to
use
get your 4.
Oh yeah, the 4 is great. Yeah, we talked
Your
about this
4.
last time. But yeah, you walked
Yeah.
in with all your gear, and I was just like,
I need it.
The fuck is this guy? It's funny. It went from me interviewing for a job to him like grilling me
Envious
about
about
camera equipment. And in my mind, I was like, got this job. Like I did like right away. Oh man, that's so funny.
So drones crashing?
Drones
I
crashing.
know we keep circling this topic.
It's
I got
funny.
so many stories.
I know.
yeah,
so,
me too.
So you've only bought 4. How many? have
Okay,
you
so
bought?
I had a.
like
Just one.
just one. You just have the DJI 3.
Yep.
Still.
Haven't.
The man
Have you
shit.
crashed it? No. Any close calls?
I had one a day.
No.
So did you.
Yeah, I did. I always have a
No,
close call.
Not that I can remember. I
No,
don't think so.
Lucky.
you're
Like-
like living on the edge, man.
I
You
know,
live on the
I'm
edge.
I'm like super careful.
We both had a really close call today actually. So we
Like
were
to each other. Like
No. You know how annoying that would be. Like, here's the thing.
I'll fly my
Because
drone.
there's so much space. Because there's so much space in the air, right? That'd be like 2
Yeah,
fish
you have
running
the whole
toward the
damn
ocean.
Sky.
But if I crash my drone into his or vice versa, I couldn't even be mad at that point. I'd be like, that was meant to be. There's no other description like or
I'd be
reasoning
mad.
for
What's
it.
the percentage of that? Like happening?
I'd be
it's-
mad.
A 0.00%
Somebody
for
has to
sure.
have
Like
a
you'd have to
percentage of
try
that.
to do it.
No, honestly,
But-
I would say it's pretty high.
If
In
you
my
try-
experience, if 2
What-
drones
what
are
you-
flying in
you
the sky at the
dueling
same
drones
time
in the sky.
and you're not communicating with each other,
Well, that's fair.
I would say that the chances of you guys running into each other, especially if you're shooting the same subject, goes up exponentially.
But that's the thing. Like if you're not communicating and you're flying with somebody else, you kind of deserve it at that point because all he
Agreed.
had to do, is say like, oh, I'm at like whatever 150 feet. Okay, I'll be at 170 feet. We'll never touch.
Yep.
So, but that's actually what happened to me earlier because I was flying over from the parking lot we had staging area over to the road to shoot, and there's power lines, and I knew there was power lines. I could see them from where we were, but I couldn't see all of them apparently. I was flying over to get set up. He was going to drive the Aria over, and I'm looking straight down with the drone. And as I'm flying in position, I'm not kidding, like 5 feet away, power lines at the screen, and I was like, I was like, ah! He's like, what? I was like, nothing. And I showed him. He's like, that's way too close. Oh, I know. Like raised up real fast.
Yeah.
I was close, dude. Like honestly, like if my drone was where the floor is, it could have been more like that. It was way too close. And then you with the fence afterwards, towards the end of the day.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just go back. The first time I ever crashed my drone, it was like the first month or 2 of owning it. Maybe even like the second flight. It could have been
Nice.
really early. I was super psyched. So I'm living in a condo. I live on like this second floor, and it's like a 5-story condo, and we have this like wood patio, patio, and it's a stacked patio. So everybody has the same patio, and so there's a ceiling, right? And so I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought it was a great idea to launch the drone out of my hand in the patio off the edge. It goes out of my hand, hits the ceiling, and then falls 3 stories to the ground and explodes. And so that was the first crash.
Nice.
It was destroyed. And so I used my DJI refresh package.
Always get that.
Absolutely.
I got it back.
Nice.
And then I was flying.
What's up, Mags?
I was flying over a lake, and I was flying backwards
Oh, no.
and to the right. and I misjudged how far I had, and I flew into the rocks on the shore. I ended up collecting it again, destroyed. Used my second refresh package.
Damn.
And then after that, actually, I don't think I crashed for a long time. I ended up getting the Mavic Air 2. And I had a lot of close calls with the Mavic Air 2, especially out in Albania. Power lines. Like sneaky motherfucking power lines, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times.
There's the need.
I don't know how many times I like was flying like so into the shot, and then like I would see the power lines come into the shot, and then I just hit the up button like fly
Today,
up, and
that's
they would
exactly
all
what
just
happened.
fly in front of the screen. My buddy, he was parallaxing this boat out in the shore.
It's behind me, isn't it?
Yeah. And so
you
there's
butterfly
like a big pirate ship here, and then there's a little boat here. And so he's trying to parallax the little boat, right, in sport mode. And so he's selected the target, and it's automatically parallaxing. He's just full sport mode. And there's a pirate ship here with all these crazy like lines for the masts and shit. And all of a sudden he just like flies, and all of a sudden all these strings go in front of the screen, and he stops. He is inside the pirate ship, inside all of the strings, and somehow didn't hit any of them. Like, and if he had hit any of them,
but how do you get
crash
out?
and burn into the water, gone forever.
How do you get out?
Foreign country, you're not getting a DJI refresh package out there.
No.
Like
No.
it's done. Saved it. And then I crashed into power lines, and then it actually hit the ground, but it was okay. I picked it up. It still launched. The propellers are broken. But yeah, it's a mess. The cool thing though is most of the time you crash is because you're flying sideways or backwards. You don't crash flying forwards because you can see what's in front of you.
Right.
It's only when you run into something. And right now, at least with the drone I have, they updated the firmware so that all those Omni sensor cameras that are on the drone no longer just provide you with like a sensory warning. It's not like a red flash of like, oh, you're near something. You can literally turn your map and swipe over and see in black and white what those cameras are seeing.
Which is just
So
game changing.
it's a game changer. And
Yeah.
so like today, like, yeah, I had a kind of close call. There were so many other times I'm flying 45 miles an hour backwards on like a hilly terrain with changing geographic elevation. And like, I have to be aware of where I'm going. I'm following a truck that's going just as fast. Like, I need to know what the landscape is. And so using those sexual to sensual.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Did you know the cow's been cheating on you with this drone? Apparently,
Omnisensual.
Essential.
Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. I had a couple beers here.
I do, but I'm enjoying that you're still trying. It's great.
The cameras around the drone are a lifesaver and have saved me multiple times. Just today, after the hours of shooting we did, I went through 5 batteries. I probably prevented like 4 or 5 crashes just from the sensors on the side.
So did you have those issues? Oh, shout out who?
Just shout out to the drone company.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
huge
The drone
firmware
company.
update,
Yeah.
just life changer. It's like having a co-pilot on the plane.
Yeah.
Omnisensual.
Sponsors.
Omnisensual, yeah. So like,
Not M.
did you have issues like with the old drones, like panning shots, like going from right to left to right? Is that where you had the issues, or was it just like
Mostly flying backwards.
direction? Okay.
Because
Yeah, it's like-
the gimbals have gotten a lot better for drones. A lot better. Like the way they pick up on everything,
Yeah.
the counterbalance. I mean, they're a lot better.
I've never had any issues with that.
So the Phantom had mine specifically. This is before I crashed it. Before anybody said, "Oh, it's because you dropped it on the ground." No, before I crashed it. The gimbal that it's on, it's very like, it was very rudimentary, I guess you could say, because it's the Phantom Pro 2. So you think it'd be like very refined, and it was okay for what it was. But if you're flying and stuff, it would it would stop. Like it wasn't as gradual, and it was much more abrupt, and it was kind of choppy. But like,
Are you
with
sure that wasn't the drone settings? Because you can change.
I mean, it could have been the operator,
You can change the.
Yeah.
honestly.
You can
Gimbal
change the
speeds.
softness and how like quick it reacts. Like most of the time when you get a drone out the box, it's very stiff and rigid, just like a gimbal. Like I was talking to you about smoothness, where you let go of the control or the input and it stops right away. Same with a drone. You know, like you can set smoothness so you let go of the input and it comes to a stop
Right.
versus stopping. And so like if you adjust those settings, the the input will be smoother when you let go of the control stick. And so same with the gimbal tilting. Like you can set the smoothness on the drone. So if you like tilt up and you don't have high smoothness, it'll stop immediately and it's really rigid. Or you let go and it smooths to a stop. And so like those are the kind of settings you really need to dive into with a drone.
It's fine tunes for everything. It's
to
crazy.
be able to get those cinematic shots and to be able to have some play and wiggle room with your shots. Because if you have that like start and stop, it's just, and this is actually kind of funny, is like with video, the whole point is to create an image that's not distracting to the viewer. The viewer shouldn't notice that a camera is filming what they're watching. When you do that, when you show that there is a camera there, you fucked up. It should be so smooth and so flawless and so immersive that the person watching the film is unaware that it's a camera and it's almost them watching it. And it's when you have those errors where the gimbal stops too fast, or there's a shake, or the exposure flickers. It's like those are the errors where you distract the viewer. And it's like that's the whole point of filming, is to create this immersive experience.
There's only so much you can do in post-production too, like the stabilization features in Premiere and DaVinci. They can stabilize as much, but they can also cut out certain framing that you might have because of the shakiness of your footage. So yeah, just getting everything right in camera first. So,
A lot of people don't realize like your post processing for video, when it comes to stabilizing, it's cropping in a sense.
it's gonna
It's
crop it
cropped.
a lot.
And it's
it's
right. So like
cropping.
when I was playing with DaVinci, even something simple, when I did the Nissan barbecue or whatever, I didn't realize the camera was shaking, so I was holding it over the grill, and not my smartest move.
If you do this, it's just like
And it was and I was
Yeah.
trying to go from
Your
side to
muscles
side,
start
but it
to
was a lot of
spasm, yeah.
like thing. And so I was like, oh, image stabilization in editing, dope. Clicked it, put it on max, and it was like the burger patty was like right here, and I was like, that's some stable shit, and I'm hungry, but it's not what I was going for. Yeah, this is horrible. So I cut the whole clip out.
Yeah.
So you still,
And then
you
also,
still-
like at least for Premiere, if you use warp stabilization, if you use, and I'm going to ask you guys what your input is, but if you use a certain amount, it starts to warp the image. Like
Yeah,
things
yeah.
will
It really
kind of
does,
like
yeah.
we go like this. It's like this weird
like the
flicker.
Like the
Yeah.
default settings are what, like
50?
It's like 50%.
It's 50,
I
yeah.
always
Wait, that's my question is what's the most you'll use?
I usually dial it back to like 10%.
I think the highest I've used so far is 15.
yeah, I don't go past that.
10 is the max for me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
I aim for 5. 10 is like if I'm really trying to squeeze more out of
Right.
it.
I'll be honest, I did 15 because I wanted to see, because 50 is just ridiculous. It's
50 is a lot.
unnecessary.
50 is a lot.
So 15, I was like, it.
It creates this like weird ghosting in the footage.
Yeah.
It's almost like a little.
It's
like,
this like weird wobble.
What is that? Those like the what's it called?
Wacky waving inflatable arm tube man.
Exactly. Just
Yeah, it's like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
distracting.
So when I got my A7 IV, and because I do a lot of rodeo and barrel racing stuff, right? So I'm shooting in this just absolutely horribly lit arena. If you're listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking to. They know it's difficult to shoot in there, but the lighting is just terrible after a certain part of the day. Just horrible. They have very old lighting above too, and there's plenty of lights, but it's just old, dingy. It just doesn't work. So with the A7 IV, I was like, oh, it's better in low light. It'd be perfect for me to shoot. It's going to be awesome, right? So I'm taking these pictures, and I keep getting these magenta and green lines across, and they're noticeable. It's not even like hidden. You can't be like, oh, it's artifact. No, it's color
there,
zebra.
yeah.
So I literally called George mid event, and I was like, dude, I need help. He's like, what's going on? I was like, and I sent him a picture. He's like, oh yeah, that's easy. He's like, go and change your anti-flicker and like change 2 other things. He's like, let me know. And mechanical shutter to electronic shutter, and the anti-flicker. And he's like, how about now? And I was like,
perfect.
yep, it's great. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. That's why you're the Asian video guy. You're amazing. And he's been in the game forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in his like 80s, and
Listen to this, so you're good. Yeah.
oh no, he listens to it. Yeah.
Oh,
he
shit,
gives me
for real?
shit. Yeah, all the time.
Oh, hi George. Sorry.
But he ages great. He looks like he's 25. It's not fair.
Yeah, he looks.
Asians don't
yeah.
raise him, dude.
he looks
They don't.
young, for
We're
sure.
lucky.
Filipino over here. Apparently the Finnish too. But he told me he told me like even like in the advanced settings, like you can literally match the frequency of the sensor in your camera to the flickering lights that
Yeah,
are above that
so-
we can't see with our eyes, which is ridiculous.
So
to me.
in the walk around video I just shot, the Aria, inside they have these lighting, and I like to shoot it all in 60 frames. So obviously I'm going to shoot in 125, but it's super flickery, like very noticeably flickery. And you can see that in the display screen. And so the A7 IV has an anti-flicker setting. And so basically all that is that instead of changing the shutter speed in increments of like 15, it's point. It's a 0.5.
It's a fine tune.
And so it's a fine tune. And so I found that the frequency of the lights was right around like 108. And so I can still shoot slow-mo at 108. Things are just going to be a little bit more blurry. And so my camera moves have to be much more stable and smooth, and I have less room for error.
That makes sense.
And so I'm able to get rid of the flicker while still achieving slow-mo.
Video is such a whole different beast when it comes to settings
and it's
versus camera. Well, I mean, they both have their challenges.
For sure.
Like photography has its challenges when it comes to exposure, getting everything right in camera settings and stuff. But video is like whole different menus. If you've ever looked at like the color grading, like in DaVinci or in Premiere, that's like,
dude, it's like a graph. Okay,
it's
and I hated math
scary.
in the first place. That gives me flashbacks. Like, freak out.
you can change that.
Oh, great.
The lumetri scopes in Premiere is actually pretty insightful. It's like a histogram.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah,
It's like,
pretty much the same.
with the way I grade the log M footage on the drone, I literally just like expand the whites and the blacks until they're just about clipping, drop the contrast to squeeze everything back again, and then use curves to bring it back. And then I bring it back and then bring all the colors out. And like I can
you're not
see
gonna have to
all the
sit down one
data
night.
just like spreading across
It's
the lumetri
nuts.
colors, and you can see where all the information is. It's
We're
really
gonna have
cool.
to sit
It's
down
really
with that
nuts.
because from one person who's made a pretty good name for myself in photography to a person that's made a good name for himself in videography, I will never ever in my entire life ever assume that my job is more difficult than yours. I know for a fact that videography is harder than photography, and anybody that says otherwise is lying.
It depends. I think
It's-
there's ways that it's harder, but also photography, you're forced into a single composition.
But it's not.
Like
it
you
would-
have to say everything in a single exposure.
True, but here's the thing: is like I would have to shoot what I shoot because I do sports photography and everything and weddings, but it would still take me like probably 5 years to fill up as much hard drive space as it takes you probably 6 months to do.
Yeah, and so there's like some of the technical aspects of videos where there's a lot of data, and so you have to have more
and there's
expensive
extra
equipment.
editing, right.
You have to have a fancier computer because you have to deal with huge file sizes, and you're dealing with terabytes of footage, and it's just like, so that part of it, yes, there's a lot of complication, and there's more money involved in supporting video, but that's just part of the trade.
Right.
But to say it's more difficult as an art, I think they're comparable.
They have their like the basics, like the fundamentals of photography and videography.
Right.
Like basics, like you have to get understanding of all
Oh
three.
yeah, you still have like rules of thirds and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff and everything.
Yeah.
But then
Composition,
like
yeah.
composition wise also applies because like you're also framing shots throughout the whole selection,
For sure.
throughout the whole scene, or you're planning even ahead.
Yeah.
Like for photos, we're planning the edit
Mm-hmm.
even before we take the shot.
I take one
I guess
picture.
it's the same with photography or videography.
The one thing
too.
I like about video the most is that you can tell a story. Is it like there's a story to it? It's like it's not just like a single
Right.
exposure. It's like how am I going to tell something through 15 minutes or something like
that's
that?
a challenge too. Like
How
for
can I
photography, though.
envelop you in the story with visual arts and sound? Like I love audio. Like it's
hard.
very
That is-
immersive.
that is something I'll say is harder in photography because you have one picture. So like the picture that you saw on my laptop earlier. So that tells a story.
And that's the thing. That's
But
what I'm saying. Like while we have more tools in video and it's more
Right.
complicated, you have a harder task because you have less to use
For sure.
to
The
do the
one
same
shot,
thing.
So,
right.
And that's
To
and,
do
and
the
that's
same
and
thing.
that's a very fair point. Yours is more technical in that aspect. Like maybe not difficult, but yes, the extra stuff is there. That's essentially what I meant. Like there's just so much more to do. But yeah, the timing is a little bit, which is why film, right? Because you used to shoot film too, right?
What do you mean?
Like film.
He's done some videos for sure. He's super skilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a bunch of gamut of different stuff, like marketing, film, and nothing like documentary, really. Like little short mini doc stuff here and there, but
Because all of us here shoot video and photography in different.
Some of
levels,
us more
obviously.
skilled on the photography end versus the video end. Like,
Oh,
it's
I'm-
actually like a split, maybe
I-
a split.
I showed him
Maybe.
some of the
I don't
files.
really
I was
know.
like, when I give you the files for you to like cull through to like put this video together, I'll make sure that I label all mine Michael J. Fox because they are shaky as fuck.
Yeah,
Oh God, mom's gonna message me. I already know she's gonna.
shaky
As
photos.
soon as she hears that, she's like, Michael J. Fox, really? Yeah, it's gonna happen. Love you, mom. Yeah, she calls me out on
Yeah,
everything.
but in 1 year, they won't be.
What? What?
They won't be.
What? Oh, yeah. She has faith in me. I like that. Watch it be worse somehow. Oh, man.
Hey, I mean, that shot you got of the Frontier going down that steep hill, that was beautiful, dude.
When I was inside the truck right next to you?
No,
Oh.
no, that was the shot of me driving the Frontier. That was amazing.
That was
no,
so good, yeah.
the one like in the grass, like that was great. And then
Yeah.
the one that we didn't get to see that was on my camera too,
Right.
with the Frontier coming out of the ground. That was great. So,
Amazing
which one?
driving, by the way.
No. Oh yeah,
The one you drove
You,
by?
the driver? Nice.
Everybody
I don't
kind of
remember
swapped
which-
around
yeah.
I
today.
don't remember which shot we're talking
The
about.
final shot of the day, basically.
Got a,
Yeah,
got
literally.
a couple bangers, huh?
You were driving
flew
back,
by, I
and
was-
he like.
Did you not see? Hold on. This is about to be a
Hang
huge
on.
problem. Did you not see me crouched on the ground when you flew by me at 30 miles an hour?
Say no.
No, I saw you.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I was like, I'm gonna get close. It's gonna be fucking dope. And I was like, I never did in my entire mind. I think, oh, he just like didn't see me there.
I know what shot you're talking about.
Yeah.
now. Yeah, when you were
God.
coming back on.
It's just like the Frontier just like shows up out of nowhere.
yeah.
Just like from the ground and then
That-
drives by.
Were you guys rocking 3 drones today?
Two.
Oh, okay.
That's
2
fun.
drones, 3 cameras, 2 gimbals,
Yeah. 3 cars.
That's some
iPhones,
fun
3
stuff,
cars.
dude. That's some fun stuff. How do you guys feel about like subject matter when it comes to drone stuff? Do you guys feel limited, or do you feel like it's run the gambit of subject matter?
I
Because like
prefer-
for photography, like we can run the gambit of whatever we shoot.
Mhm.
For drones, I feel like there's specifics. There's like some things that they can and will excel at, like high landscape stuff, straight
Yeah.
down.
Me-
But
Yeah.
I don't know
personally-
about like
I know.
because mostly for portraits is everything.
Uh-huh.
Like,
like
Yeah, I mean, for
pan
like
out, yeah.
intimate things, a drone isn't very good.
Yeah.
An intimate, like a
I
product
agree.
photography or portrait, like intimate things where details of the subject are important, doesn't really work.
Right.
It's more
Yeah.
about like the perspective of where the subject is in space.
Right.
And
Juxtaposition.
it doesn't need to be this big, wide, crazy, epic shot, which also is really great. It can also be like a detailed shot where you're telephoto, but you have the freedom to move around space really quickly.
Right.
And so, you can use that parallax effect to have the background just like, whoa, 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 just like moving really quick that, you're not going to get that on a camera because you can't move fast enough.
right.
And so like there's freedom there. And so it's more of a dynamic
Right.
a shot. So yeah, it's got its space.
Like for
but
drone,
on the opposite end of the spectrum, like imagine the kind of audio you would capture with a drone.
uh-huh.
It'd be garbage. Like, what would you use that for? So
Yeah.
it's like
White noise.
it's a tool. Like, it has its purpose. It has its intention. You can use it in creative ways that might be out of what people would use as the standard scope for a drone. But there's tools to use more for more intimate stuff. Like, you're not going to use a drone for an interview.
No.
Just floating.
Absolutely not.
You could just like float. We could have a drone in here just flying around.
So what was that really traumatic experience like? They're already going through trauma right then during that interview.
Hannah, I want you to see something real quick actually.
But do you guys think it's like necessary now for like wedding videographers or
I think
videographers in general?
I
to
think that
have
if you're a
drone?
videographer, you need to have a drone.
Okay,
I think
Yeah.
that yes, you can't
just for now,
you
like,
can't get around it. I think
Right
that
now.
if you don't have one, someone else is going to and is going to put you out of a job.
right.
It's like if a client is going to choose you versus someone who has video or drone video in their reel or their roll, they're going to choose the person with drone. It has this wow effect.
Right.
The poop reel, yeah. Or you can use drones to spy on people taking shits in the woods because
Oh,
they can't
that's
hold it in. Like DJ.
You should have. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted to show her.
No, you're good.
We were sitting at the truck, and he's like, he
We have to go
he literally was like, oh, my creative juices aren't flowing anymore. I was like, maybe you need to shit. He's like, that might be it. And he's like, but I don't mean to wipe with. And I was like, there's a gas station literally a mile down the road. He's like, nope, too far. And I was like, all right. Literally watched a dog drop trout like 20 feet from us, and it was all liquid. And he's like, and he looked at me. He's like, it's gonna be me in like 5 seconds. I was like, bro, just go. And he's like, what did you say? Oh, he's like, I'm just gonna use a rock. I was like, for what? To wipe? He's like, yeah. What? Okay,
Done it
crocodile
before.
Dundee.
Done
Yeah.
it before.
Sounds painful.
Better than a leaf. 'cause
So he-
that shit could be poison.
Oh, it
That's
could be
true.
the boom boom leaf,
Ooh,
whatever that is.
Gimpy
from
gimpy
Austin.
leaf.
Gimme
Yeah,
gimme
yeah.
leaf.
Oh, God.
God.
So he takes off. He's sitting in the truck, and I'm leaning through the window talking to him, and he takes off. I was like, fuck, I wish I still had my drone out. And And I turned around, like, grabbed my drone, and he's like, "Don't even put the little handles on." And I was like, "Whoa!"
He was like,
because he
was like
Screwing on the handles,
like,
dropping
dude, just
them.
fly without them. Like, you can,
but the DJI takes so long to link up, so I was waiting, and I was like, so finally took it off and flew, and I'll show you the video.
Yeah, I'm squatting. I hear the. I'm like, this motherfucker, dude.
And I got real close, and he looks up and he flips me off, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And then I was like, "Okay." So I got lowered, and he's like, and you can see, he's like, he was like, he had. Oh my god,
I'm ready to wipe at this point.
What were those again? What were they again? Because Action Camera sells those.
I don't know what they are. I couldn't tell you. They've been sitting in my camera bag for 6 years, and I've never used them.
It's a
They're
clear,
gone now.
So it's a clear.
They're gone now.
Action Camera has it's a clear bag. It's a red and black label,
Plastic bag.
and it's cleaning cloths, but they're like the paper ones.
It's an emergency dookie wipe.
And
It is, dude.
But I know those come in a pack of 150. So I made the joke. I was
no.
like, that's 150 ply.
No,
They have the big bags.
okay, the big bags.
But you're-
I think I had like 15.
Oh yeah,
used-
you
I
had
used
7.
like I
That's
used
enough
like
to be clean.
I used like
No.
4
Not these.
4 or 5. I used 4 or 5 the first time I busted up that bag, which was like a month ago. And then I used the rest of it. I used the rest of them today.
So these are cleaning cloths for lenses, people. Okay, not booty holes.
They're not cloth though; they're paper, so
Which
they're
is just worse. And
multifunctional.
I was like, if you get in touch with your inner self, let me know.
Hey, at least I didn't use a microfiber cloth.
And you know what's weird now
I
that I
would've.
think about it? When you came back across the hill after spending time with the dog, by the way, when you came across the hill, you didn't have anything with you anymore.
I know. I buried it all with a rock. I buried it all. It's all buried.
Awesome.
The dogs actually came running up to me. They were like,
Dude, it was so funny.
the 2 labs came up. They're like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And then they stopped right next to me. Like, "Whoa, dude!"
oh damn.
The owner was like, "Where?" I forget what the name was. Like, "Where's blah blah blah?" And I was like, "You don't want to know," because I saw it take off. After
I was like, "Dude, that's my shit." And he's like,
"Don't come over here."
He's like, "Damn, dude!" He's like looking at me weird. I'm like, "Yeah, that's my shit, man." They're like, "Back up!" And I had to make a pyramid of rocks and bury it and everything because I had a similar situation where I was out in the boonies and I took a
this
shit.
is reoccurring. Good.
And my buddy's dog went out and dug up my shit and ate it.
No.
Oh no.
And then kissed him on the mouth.
Oh.
Like 5 minutes later. He's like, yeah, he was like his dog, because he makes out with his dog because his dog's pretty cute. Not like a weird way, just like, like lets him kiss on the face.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
like
makeout's a pretty strong word.
It's the cutest dog on planet Earth.
Yeah,
No,
cutest
not
dog
with shit
ever.
breath, he's not.
Anyway, but yeah, he's like, "Whoa, your breath's stinky, man."
Poopy breath.
Poopy breath. Kyle's poopy breath.
Which friend is this? Because I'm not
Josh.
going to have him here.
Josh.
Okay, cool. I was like, he's like, Pete.
Hey, that's
We don't talk about him.
We don't talk about it. Oh, actually, what was? Oh, sorry. We're like an hour and 40, and we're good to keep going. But before I forget, I do want
I'm
to tell
getting
the story.
hungry.
Well, I am too. What was the name of that drink?
French Hamlet, baby.
No.
This was
That's cute. That's cute.
That's cute.
it was like
Out of left
light
field.
and crisp.
Light
Gin
and
and
crisp
tonic.
gin and tonic.
Light
yeah.
and crisp. Okay, so I'm waiting. I'm glad he's here to tell the story. So we're all after her show.
yeah.
We went to go to
Death and Taxes.
Death in Texas to have a
Oh.
drink. Okay, and there was like 8
Expensive.
of us there,
8.
and the bartender.
That's like the whole bar, dude.
No, literally,
We were
we
there.
were
We were
sitting
outside. We were
We were
outside.
sitting outside. So the waiter comes outside and he's taking everybody's orders, and some of us we're showing him in droves, right? It's like 2 people here, 3 people there, and then I showed up, then 2 more people.
Yeah.
Whatever. So he comes out and he's coming out and getting these drink orders, and he's not bringing us any. So he finally comes out, and we've all ordered something completely different. What is it? Extra crisp.
It's light and crisp.
Light and crisp gin and tonic. So we all ordered different things, and him and his partner ordered a light and crisp gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's
I mean,
that?
it was delicious. I'm not
No,
gonna
it was
lie.
delicious. It came with
Yeah, I love
flowers
it.
and everything, right? And him and his
Oh,
partner,
yeah.
super adorable gay couple. It's for their story, but they're right. So he comes back out with this huge tray of all the drinks, right?
Yeah.
And he's like beer, whiskey, beer, light and crispy gin and tonic. And then he handed it to them and walked inside. And I looked at them. I was like, did he just call you gay?
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Both of them were like, I think he did. But his whole tone changed when he said it.
We didn't
Also-
know that's what it was called.
No, yeah. But
Yeah,
that was
you
the
guys
funny
didn't
thing.
have the context.
It had
That's why.
flowers and everything, dude. It was really cool. Which is weird, actually. One had a legitimate flower. The other one had a daffodil, which is a weed.
No, they both had the same flower.
Did they?
I think so.
Oh.
Cute enough.
I would still drink it.
He hated
Oh,
us.
it's delicious.
He hated us,
He
yeah.
charged us a gratuity like on top of it. He hated us for sure. And I was trying to make him laugh.
So you don't go there.
But that was hilarious. And what's the place across the street? Because their pizza's amazing.
Oh, Noble Pie.
Oh my God, Noble
Don't
Pie.
sponsor the pod. Death and Taxes. I don't.
Noble
like you
Pie's
guys.
great.
What if that
Noble
guy
Pie's
just happens
good,
to listen? He's like, "Fuck you! It wasn't funny." He's all mad. Like,
Come find us. You can find me at
yeah, right at the Purple Gym
the Purple Gym. Yeah. We'll work out there Monday through Friday after work.
after work. You never have time off. You're always busy.
Never. Yeah. Oh, I was speaking of that subject matter. That's a perfect subject for drone footage that you can't get with real camera.
Purple Gym?
No, you taking a crap.
Oh, yeah. The spine?
No,
They
you know
made
what?
a South
You know
Park
what, though?
episode
Imagine
about
trying
it.
to do that with like a.
No, you just need a.
I would have whipped out a
no
100
shot.
400.
No, you just need a 600 millimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine be like, Kyle, and all you see from the bushes is
I just shot like the balloon races with the 100 to 400.
you like
It's
it?
just so
Oh, yeah,
hard
the
to
one
do
I gave you.
handheld. Huh?
So okay, so
Oh,
he,
yeah.
so I completely
handheld
forgot.
is fucking hard.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot to get him something from Hawaii, like as a gift, and I felt bad. But he's like, "Hey, I'm going to shoot the air races. Like, can I borrow your 7/8?"
races.
Or no, he wanted to borrow my 14 mil, the 1/8, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, "Do you want to borrow the 100 400?" He's like, "Okay."
No,
I was
I
like,
asked for the. I think I asked for the 70.
you asked for the 70 200, and I was like, "What about the 1 to 4?" He's like, "That's even better." I was like, "How about the R5?" He's like, "Okay." So then he shows up to my house and I hand him $7,000 worth of gear, and I was like, "Ah, go have fun." He's like, "Okay." I just like walked off with it, and it's funny. Like right before I shut the door, I was like, and he never saw him again, and just like shut the door on him.
I felt like a damn professional though.
But it-
fucking dual holding.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, you didn't have the 100 400 free balling, did you?
no. I had that on a tripod.
Did
but
you?
then I was also I was doing handheld shots at. Okay, it was 3:30 in the morning when everybody was setting up.
Yep.
Handheld at 3200 ISO.
3 stops of dynamic
Oh
range when it
my
comes to
gosh.
handhold on the Sony A7R5, which is insane.
That thing is.
Did you crop in on a shot just to see like how the 61 megapixel
Yeah.
works? Dude, it's nuts.
It's
I love that
crazy.
thing so- It's completely unnecessary. I will never use that camera to its potential. It's literally just there for me to say that I have it,
Yeah.
which kind of makes me sound shitty.
Yeah, and 100 to 400 is ridiculous too.
And I'll tell you this after we close this down, I might be getting that 2 to 600 too.
Yes, for your sports stuff. For free. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you told me about that.
Did.
Kind of.
Oh, Maggie is about
Aw.
to pass out.
Maggie.
Joel, if you listen to this podcast, you just lost a cat, homie. So if your cat goes missing, I know where
Yeah,
she is.
let me show DJ this freaking 100 to 400 shot. That was
Adorable.
nutty.
How old's your cat again?
10,
You're
11.
You're a cat. guy.
So okay, and your guys' cat's only a couple years old. Theirs is young, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Kyle, how old are your cats?
1 and 2.
Thumper and
1 and
Numper.
2. 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Gypsy's 4. How old
That's
is
at the
One-Eyed Willie?
400. Oh, he's 6.
6.
You got a cat too?
Oh, that's dope.
That's at the
Huh?
400, dude.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah. At that time, low light.
Dude, I can
Hold
on.
Money.
just to okay. So it's a little blurry right here. Okay, I zoomed in on the patch.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Freaking
nice.
insane, dude.
That's nice.
The
At 3 in the
A7R5
morning, wow.
Handheld.
at 3:30 in the morning, handheld. Again,
Fun.
completely
Jeez.
unnecessary.
Super.
It's like buying a Formula One car to commute to work.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
You have a nice truck though.
I do.
Just buy a motorcycle.
He
I've
wants.
been,
one.
I've been thinking about it. Yeah.
I know a guy
Living in the past.
You do.
life.
Is his name Noah?
living in what?
Noah.
Noah.
guy.
No, no. Okay. What was that?
I've never heard her squeal like that.
What are you doing over there, Hannah?
Stuff.
Kind of like play fights.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's weird. She
She's playful. She's not like me.
she's real quick with the oh that's great, and then attack. My cat does the same thing, but she's very vicious with it.
Yeah, she's like
Dog bit me.
Oh,
Hurts.
I know. I cut myself.
Pit bulls are dangerous.
Cardboard.
They're
All
not-
right, Pete.
What?
We never asked you this question yet. As a first-time guest, what do you shoot with?
What do I shoot?
We're
with?
we're an hour 46 in, and we've never shot what he shoots.
We're gonna
with.
come back to the cardboard paper cut in a second.
Yeah.
Shoot with an A7 III.
7.3. Okay, and then drone is the Mavic
DJI Mini 3
Mini
Pro.
3. Wow, how did I not know that?
Would you?
I know
don't-
that I was mixing Mavic and Pro Mini, whatever it is called.
Yeah, it's-
There's so many out there now.
So many out there.
There's a lot.
You know Meadowood Mall?
yeah.
Okay. You're locked in Meadowood Mall for 24 hours. Okay. The external doors are all locked. The stores are all open. The lights are on. You're locked in there for 24 hours. Cannot leave. Would you rather be stuck in there with a full-grown silverback gorilla or 3 black mamas?
Say that again.
You're locked in Meadowood Mall for 24 hours. You can't get out. Would you rather be stuck in there with a full-grown silverback gorilla or 3 black mambas?
Black mambas, like the snakes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I'm just asking.
He's
oh.
clarifying. Relax, bro.
Yeah, black mambas, like the snakes.
And then he
Not like the Kobe Bryants. That was his nickname. Rest in peace, homie.
Yeah, probably the snakes.
I'd go with
Okay.
the snakes too.
What the? Hannah?
Then a bear.
What?
No, a silverback gorilla.
Silverback gorilla.
Gorilla.
The gorilla.
One gorilla.
1 gorilla, 3 snakes.
3.
Gorilla.
Good.
Gorilla.
You
Okay.
can run away from
Gorilla.
it. It's one you
You can't run away from a silverback
You
gorilla.
gotta keep an eye on it. You stay away.
Right. Look. If
That's
he's
the
if he's
logic.
ransacking Cinnabon, I'm keeping my ass in lens crafters.
Yeah, you gotta
I
keep
know where
an
he
eye
is.
on one gorilla.
The chances
Yeah,
of
but
me even
eventually-
running into 3 snakes is null.
It's literally 3 times higher than running into 1 gorilla.
No, it's not, because the snakes are way smaller.
You can outrun
It's-
a black
Hide that
mamba.
gorilla.
You
Can you?
Hide from the gorilla.
they
Google
wait.
it.
They hide and wait for you. Like you don't have to run. They're like I'm a snake, and then just bite you in the ankle.
Well, then you just sit there and don't do anything, and they'll never find you.
You can find ways to
Wear some
attack the
heavy ass
gorilla.
boots.
They
You
I
can
feel-
booby-trap the
I feel like
This
a
is a wild
silverback
conversation.
gorilla would be much more of a formidable enemy.
Eventually the gorilla's gonna eat all the Cinnabon, and it's still gonna be fucking hungry.
no, but so that's the thing.
Then it can go to Tokyo Grill and Whataburger, whatever. It's in
The
there.
whole mall.
The whole
An
mall.
entire mall. Like,
That's what I'm saying. If a silverback gorilla gets a hold of you, you're dead for sure. I get it, right?
Yeah, but stay away from it.
Exactly.
Booby trap.
They're huge. You know where they are.
The second that fool sees you, it's over.
He doesn't see me.
No, you can hide.
Yep. Absolutely, 100%. I will hide in GameStop.
You could just stand on a ledge,
And the snakes will never get you.
and the snakes will never get you.
These things can climb. Black mamas climb.
What if you gotta eat? You gotta eat. You
That's
gotta
right.
Come down.
What if you got
on patrol.
what if you got to poop? How do you know?
Neither is the.
You go into
The
the bathroom.
silverback's on patrol. I'll tell you what.
You go into the bathroom to make boom boom, and you sit down, boom, snake. Do you think you sit down? A silverback gorilla's gonna be like, I got you now. No. A snake.
Look,
will.
if that
Straight out the toilet,
silverback gorilla, if that silverback gorilla sees you, you're done.
You're done.
There's no guarantee.
It's
There's
never gonna
100%
find me, bro.
There's no guarantee. No, because
Have
look
you
at
seen the
Even
clips
if
of those-
all 3 mambas see you from a distance, you still have a chance.
you still have a chance of a silverback sees you
No
too.
way,
Yes.
dude.
Have
It's
you
over.
seen the
what was
clips
the
of
name?
them sprinting or running?
A snake?
No, a
gorilla.
silverback gorilla.
Yeah, they're
Snake
fast.
sprinting.
That's why I was surprised. No, gorillas are fast.
Dude,
Exactly.
fast.
Yeah.
All you would have to do is like
And massive. If he just smacks you, you're dead.
he
One
could
hit.
throw
Okay.
something at you and you die.
But here's the thing for me, and like we asked this question to a lot of people because I heard it on another podcast that I listened to, and I think it's really good. But on a mental level, for me, to me that means that we like knowing what the threat is, and you guys don't mind that you don't know what the threat is, right? Because we know what the gorilla is,
Well-
we can handle it. But you guys don't know where these snakes
No,
are.
but- No, but
Exactly.
the thing is,
Exactly.
the question is, going into this, do we know what the threat is?
Yeah, that's why you choose.
Okay, but if I go into this knowing
Knowing
that
that
there's
it's
3
three
black
No.
mambas,
No, but what I'm saying is you won't know where they are.
Even
we
better.
know where the threat is.
I'd say even better.
and I have a whole freaking mall.
Yeah, they could literally be anywhere.
There's 3.
There's 3 of them,
Perfect.
and that's
I'll
what I'm saying.
stand
one.
You have
I'll
3
just stay
times
in
the
one
chance
place.
of running
yeah,
into them.
exactly.
You just
It's-
stay in one place, you'll see
They're
them
attracted
coming.
to body heat.
They're not
The
going to be
lights are all
hunting
on.
you.
How do you know? They could be starving.
No,
they could
lights
be
are all on.
famished.
A mamba is not even able to eat you in the first place.
On your team, obviously.
Thank you. At least
A
there's
gorilla would smell you from across the fucking mall
Maybe.
and then come murk you
Maybe.
after he raped you.
It's like on Ace Ventura, like
Look,
the tree
if you
shaking.
see a gorilla and they see you, you can't do anything to prevent that gorilla from getting to you.
You can at least have some tools to protect yourself against a snake.
Yeah, you can.
Oh man.
There might be a Bass Pro Shop or something.
Dude, I am firmly on the mamba side here.
Okay, so here's a cool thing. So you guys are dead. Great. We live. It's awesome.
You just got
we
raped
will-
by a gorilla, but
we
it's
will- but I'm alive.
I'm alive.
And I'm gonna tell that story.
I don't know. I'd like to debate that.
Angry Mambas? That's fucked.
Even worse, a gorilla holding 2 of the black mamas like nunchucks.
Like
We've never gone
nunchucks?
through that scenario before.
Oh,
Wait,
dude, horrible.
nunchucks?
Nunchucks.
Yeah,
Like snakes?
nunchuck snakes.
No, it's just
He was trying to spin them.
Yeah.
And then it went into this.
and then it went into this.
Yeah.
and now I'm skiing.
Gone off the rails,
Anyways.
I think it's
the
good that we
rails.
wait till the end of the podcast to ask these questions too, because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
tangent will go on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
My stomach is growling for food.
I know. I'm so
Yeah, I
hungry.
might actually join you guys.
I'm
for
good.
food.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you guys look up and see if BJ's is still open for food? Because if not, Denny's is right across the street.
Denny's.
Oh,
I ain't going to Denny's.
First of
bro.
all, it's America's Diner. Fuck you.
what do you get at a Denny's though?
Food.
bad service.
I get the zesty nachos, dog. Oh, actually, the
And
bourbon.
a really
the,
bad morning the next day.
Oh, 100%. The bourbon chicken skillet is also fire. I'm not going to work tomorrow, by the way.
Closes at midnight. Let's go right
Let's
now.
go
Okay.
right now.
All right.
Right now. Let's go.
DJ?
Yeah.
What?
How
What?
far is it?
Oh, BJ.
Not
I thought you
very
said DJ.
far.
I was like,
Doesn't
what?
matter.
It's not far. It's literally 10 minutes down the road. Okay. If
Let's
you made it
do
this
this,
far, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.
We're gonna go
Again,
get food in our bellies.
to my super dope co-host Mike, thank you for
Yeah,
everything.
boy.
Full credit for the video edits. You're amazing. Kyle, it's great to see you again, brother.
Absolutely
a
happy to
pleasure.
be here.
Yes.
Pete, you are the man. Love you to death.
Thanks,
Hannah.
Thanks for having me.
You're the shit as well, of course.
She got some sideline commentary in here.
And Maggie, you're
Peanut
just
gallery,
adorable.
what's up?
We should have like a live audience. It'd be hilarious.
We really should.
So if you guys made
I
it
don't
this
know if
far,
we like that.
thanks.
God
And
bless you.
Yeah, proud of you.
1 hour.
Proud of you. So these
Bless
longer
up.
episodes, I have a lot of my people that say, "Oh, I listened to two
so
increments,"
funny, dude.
and I'm like, "That's smart."
Yeah.
Because you know,
Yeah, I couldn't listen to us for 2.5 hours straight.
I have to listen to me all the time. It's crazy. So thank you. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye bye.
Deuces.